I'm not doing it on my own.
Right, yeah.
So Chrissy and them did it a couple weeks ago, and I ran 5 miles with them.
Wow.
It's good for me for right now.
They did all 26?
Yeah, yep, they did. Down there in the harbor.
Wow.
They had I think their loop was like 5 miles, so
Wow.
we'll see if I could do it next year.
Could be streaming shortly.
Okay, just let me know.
You're good.
All right. Good morning and welcome to the Monday, October 26th Safety Forces Committee. If everyone could please silence their mobile devices. And I think our recorder is on.
Yes.
Yes. And so I will call the meeting to order. And Miss Stacy, if we can do a roll call, please.
Mr. Spielman?
Here.
Mrs. Foglio?
Here.
Ms. Young?
Here.
And Mr. Timonier?
Here.
And Chief Stell? Chief Gruber? And today we have a guest, Reverend Emery Moore. Thank you.
Well, welcome, Mr. Emery Moore, Reverend Emery Moore. Welcome to our Safety Forces Committee meeting. I believe you're invited by Chief Stell this morning. So you guys are number one on our agenda. Do you want to introduce him at all, Chief Stell, or just want me to have him come up to the podium?
Chief, could you go to the mic just so it goes onto the thing? You probably have to turn it on there too.
Okay. So I asked Mr. Reverend Moore to be here today. He and I and Kathy Shelby of the Reginald Shelby Foundation, her father was a doctor here in town, as many of you probably know. We're working on a scholarship program to assist in bringing diversity to the police department and ultimately to the fire department, maybe some other services in the city too. But we're targeting the police department first because I think that's where the greatest need is. I think we all have agreed on that. And essentially what we're doing is raising funds, and we already have some funds in place, so it's moving along to provide a scholarship to candidates that want to go to the police academy and come work for the city of Ashtabula. Again, we want to expand that down the road, but right now we're focusing on that, and it looks like we have one solid candidate for sure and possibly two others, so we might have as many as 3 for the next test.
Great.
How it's going to work basically is they go through the testing process, the whole background, everything, so they've gotten through everything, and then they're awarded the scholarship to pay for the academy.
Awesome.
That's just so we're vetting them up front. We don't want to, spend
Sure.
$5,000-$6,000 and then the guy flunks the polygraph 6 months later. We don't want something like that to happen. So we're going to front end load all that stuff, and that's basically it.
Awesome.
So, we're pretty excited about it, and we think we're going to have a positive outcome here.
Yeah, absolutely. So just for my awareness and anyone that's watching, the process in becoming a police officer for our department, do they have to have any sort of college degree, or is it just a high school diploma and then police academy? How does that work, and what's the cost? And then we'll let the Reverend come speak.
To be a policeman in Ashtabula, you don't have to have a college degree.
Okay.
You have to be 21 years of age, and you have to obviously have no felonies on your criminal record,
Right.
and a valid driver's license. You have to reside within the state of Ohio, our county or any adjacent county within the state of Ohio, within 6 months of your appointment.
Okay.
Then we do the background psychological testing, a physical exam, physical agility test. These are all things that are part of the hiring process. But
Okay. And then once they are hired, then we would send them to the academy?
in this instance, yes.
Okay.
With the scholarship, yes.
And is that just like a statewide police academy, or how does? I don't want to get too far in the weeds, I just don't understand the process.
No, that's no problem. It's yes and no. They have satellite schools all over Ohio, but they're all governed by the main academy, which is in London, Ohio.
Okay,
But we have local police academies that follow their guidelines.
okay.
It's not like everybody just does their own thing.
Right,
They have,
okay.
They have a standard that they're
Right.
and they have a state exam at the end that
Okay.
everybody takes the same test.
Okay. Is that like a 6-month the academy, is that like 6 months?
There's two versions. There's a full-time version, which is about 5 months from beginning to end. That's including the state exam. And then there's a part-time version, which is around 9 or 10 months.
Okay,
They have the closest ones to us are Tri-C, Lakeland College, Kent Trumbull, and then Youngstown State.
okay,
But they're all over the state. So.
okay, awesome. Great. All right, well, thank you, Chief Stell. Unless you have anything else right now, we'll have the Reverend come up and, awesome, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I appreciate you having me here this morning. My name is Emery Moore. I am the founder and pastor of New Hope Church of God in Christ here in Ashtabula. I'm also the founder and director of Building Youth for Society, which is a nonprofit designed to assist underserved youth here in Ashtabula. And we want to tie this into our nonprofit because we want to reach the young folks while they're young and expose them to maybe becoming a safety forces, police or fire department. Myself, Captain Still, I appreciate all the work that he's done with us. Kathy Shelby, she has the Shelby Foundation. We all came together and we're coming up with this scholarship for minorities. We've just about got everything in place as far as the bank account and the process of giving it out and what it's going to contain. I should have all of that done by the end of the week. But we're trying to reach minorities and get them into the process of becoming police here in Ashtabula. As was said, we do have 3 candidates, 1 for sure, 2 are, thinking about it. 1 has already been to the academy. We're hoping he'll have to go through it again, but hopefully he's still interested. As was said, we already have some monies in place, not in hand, but it has been said that they would give it. So we do have enough money to send 3 or 4 through the academy. I think the academy costs about $5,000.
Okay.
So once we get it started with the police department, then we want to expand it to the fire department. And that's where we want to get the young kids. We were talking about A-Tech, getting them to go to the VOTEC school so that they can prepare for this kind of stuff, and it wouldn't be as costly as somebody trying to make it outside of that avenue. I don't know if it's anything. Am I missing anything? Or?
How, this is amazing, by the way. How are you getting the message out to who's your target? Chief said you have to be 21 to go to the police department, obviously. So are you guys reaching down to the high school to kind of get this word out, or is this new enough that there really hasn't been a lot of broadcast and advertising?
Other than word of mouth, we're just hitting the ground. So there will be other avenues. We're going to do a web page. We're going to reach out. I've already talked with Superintendent Potts and some other, people around town. So the word is going to get out once we have everything settled and in place.
Right.
And then we can start, different types of advertisement, different types of fundraising events and all of that. So.
Okay. Awesome. That was going to be another question. Your fundraising, are you taking contributions right now, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why, it just so happened that the bank that we bank at is moving out of Ashtabula, Northwest Bank. So I'm in the process of starting a new bank account, which I'm meeting with the bank on Wednesday to get all of that put into place, and then I got to change everything over.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
then we're going to go from there.
Mr. President, I have a question. How many scholarships are you doing a year? Is it just 1 applicant or 2 or?
Well, we'll do as many as the monies that we have at the time. Right now, we should have enough for 4. I do believe 3 or 4 we'll be able to do.
I think maybe this has to go to both of you. If they get the scholarship, Is it part of the scholarship that they come back and work for the city of Ashtabula?
Yes, that will
And-
be in the scholarship. We haven't decided 2 to 5 years, something like that. And if they don't complete it, then they have to pay back a part of
Okay, that's
of
good.
what and as was said, they have to go through the whole process of getting to the academy before they receive the funding, and the funding will be paid to the academy
Right.
in their name. So they'll have to go through whatever process that's in place to get there before they receive the scholarship.
Very good.
That's one reason why we're targeting local,
Mhm.
because we figure that, trying to pull people in from outside, it's tough anyway, because there's,
Oh, yeah.
we're competing with somebody from out of town, or like, or somebody, multiple candidates from here, in the area, they may want to stay, they may want to be there, they may want to stay. So, I'd like to keep them here,
I don't know how much time left a lot of the guys on the police department have, but just a thought comes into my head, if you're starting to kind of reach down to high school seniors and stuff right now, that grooms them 2 or 3 years to be ready to go to the police academy. I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, how many of your department are gonna be retired and, looking for new people. I know we don't typically hire 6 or 8 or 10 guys at a time. It's kind of a slow process, but maybe, if you're getting those seniors right now in 4 years, maybe you'll have 5 or 6 jobs open. And I know you can't predict. Okay. Right, right.
they tend to leave right on the, they either leave right at 25 or they stay 30 more and go 33 for the job program. So, so it really kind of leaves
Mhm.
based on when they were hired. But yeah, in the next 5 years, we're gonna 20% of our departments.
Okay, right,
Guys, they're just a little bit older than me, and they're all gonna be gone.
sure, okay.
And again, we're just starting with the police department.
Mhm.
Fire department will be
Right.
added on at a later date, so it'll be more than just one department.
Okay. Awesome. This is amazing. This is really cool. It's nice to come to these meetings and have positivity, especially straight out of the gate. Awesome. So do you have anything else, sir?
No, that's it. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So we'll obviously not a lot of people watch this meeting, but I think more watch the city council meeting. So we will broadcast this message for sure. Not today. We don't have a meeting today. Next time we have a city council meeting, this word will get out. And then I know sometimes the Star Beacon looks at all our minutes and stuff and does an article on it. So hopefully it'll make it in the paper too. And then we'll make sure we have your information, and when you guys have an email address, a website, and all that stuff, and we'll make sure that gets out there so folks can visit it, then do the application or do a donation or whatever. So, thank you so much. This is really cool. Does anybody else have anything for the Reverend?
Mr. President, if I could ask for your contact information now, that way it'll be in your report for the next
Yeah,
meeting.
sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. While you are collecting that, if there's nothing else for agenda item number 1, we'll move on. And sir, you're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can leave at the. Okay, yeah. So thank you for your time this morning. It was great to meet you, and I'm excited about this. Have a good day. Thank you. All right, moving on to number 2, we have our safety forces reports. First up, we have the police department and Chief Stell. Anything out of the ordinary on your monthly report here, Chief?
That was a long walk to say no. No, nothing really out of the ordinary. We had a pretty significant drug bust a few days back. You probably saw it in the paper. That was driven by our detective bureau along with the Postal Service. They worked in conjunction. It was a target we were already working on when the Postal Service reached out to us for some assistance on their end, which expedited what we were trying to do. So that was very, very fruitful, I could say.
Awesome.
On removing drugs and money from the streets.
Good.
Aside from that, it's been business as usual pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions for Chief Stell? And Chief, thank you for I don't know who set that meeting up and whose idea all the scholarships were, but it's amazing. It's a great idea. Thank you for your work on that.
Thank you.
Fire Department, Chief Gruber.
I got nothing really to report as far as, like fire calls and that. We're pretty much back to normal, pre-COVID. So, that's, it's kinda like life is normal.
Okay.
And then, I guess at the fire station, the biggest thing we've been having going on is they tore all our pipes out of our floor, so we're almost back to there. They gotta put a sink in and stuff, but that was a big ordeal,
Right.
so.
I saw him down there working past couple weeks.
Yeah, and then as far as, everybody here is aware that we used some of that CARES money to get an ambulance, so that was a blessing in disguise. So, other than that, I don't have any. You guys got questions? And I need to, I guess, put it on my calendar to send stats over like the week before, because
Yeah. I don't have any question. Anybody have any questions for Sean? All right. Thank you so much. Moving on to unfinished business. So at our last meeting, we talked about this parking issues, East 16th Street between Creek and Columbus Avenue. We talked about it, and I don't think we ever had an answer on if I can't remember.
Mr. Chair, I do remember Stacy looking this up and the ordinance, but I don't know where we went with it from there. I apologize, I didn't bring that information with me.
Right, I don't remember either. The ordinance is from, what, 1953?
Yeah, it was something around that, yeah. We'll have to revisit that again. I'll revisit that this week with the
Okay.
chief and the solicitor and Stacy as well, and we'll see if we can come to a conclusion on that. I
All right.
apologize for that.
I mean, unless there's any objections from anyone else on the committee, we'll just keep that in the unfinished business category till next meeting.
Mr. President, I think that we did discuss East 16th Street. It says here, the north side of the Columbus Avenue from Scott Avenue on Sundays between 7 to 12, because the church used to be there at one time. That's a long time ago.
Well, I think it's for the church that's still on
That's
East
still
16th
there.
Street. Yeah, but it was, if I remember correctly, when we looked up the ordinance, it was confusing because there were other areas of 16th Street that were no parking. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the request to make both sides no parking?
I
We're
think,
gonna have to go back and revisit.
Yeah.
Right, I can't, because, for sure, Kim, it says East 16th on there, the no parking for Sundays. I know we did talk about that, and then we talked about, I can't remember what else we talked about, but there was some reason we left this on here just because we didn't have an
Right.
answer.
Yeah. We'll look at it again. I think if I'm not mistaken, the big concern was down the hill as it wrapped to go up towards Harbor Avenue. Some of the parking issues that they were having, that would be west of Scott Avenue as you go down, from Columbus Avenue as you go down East 16th Street to Harbor Avenue. If I'm not mistaken, it was down that bottom, towards the bottom of the hill, around the bend there, yeah. So we'll revisit that.
Okay. All right, so anybody else have anything for number 3? All right, we'll move along to new business.
Chair?
Yes.
So just going along with what you guys heard earlier about the scholarships, we have asked the civil service to put together an entrance exam for the police department. We're gonna try to push this out till late January to give us plenty of time to advertise for this, allow a lot of different organizations to go out and seek applicants for us to sit and take the test. Again, our big concerns with the test, and the reason we're doing so much time is just that we're seeing it across the country that the amount of people wanting to get into this field and actually sitting for the test is dropping significantly. Chief Gruber was telling me, was it Lakeland, or what community just had a fire exam? Strongsville. We're hiring 20 guys, and only 28 sat for the test.
Wow.
So, I mean, we used to have 100 people sitting for our test locally back in the day. So I think the last test we had 12.
Yeah, I think we ended up with 12 on the list.
We had 12 on our list when it was all said and done. So, and you guys know the struggles we've had with the police department as far as getting people to even take the test, let alone get into the hiring process. So we're going to push this out as far as we can, hopefully with a scholarship opportunity like this that will help. But we will be hiring a minimum of 3 guys from that list.
Okay.
We've had some retirements and some resignations, so we need to fill those spots, so this is a test. It's not just going to be sitting on the shelf for 2 years. We will be hiring from this test. So we do have a little bit of immediate need, and we'll look at those things. But having the option of an organization helping getting somebody through the academy is going to be huge. So it's kind of a two-pronged approach what we're doing with this scholarship. We have an immediate need right now, but then working for the future to try to make sure we have people interested in the career and possibly could be working, in their hometown. I think is something great to have. So
Right, absolutely.
we'll keep you posted once all those dates are done. We just had the civil service meeting to ask for that, so all of that planning is in process right now.
Okay, awesome, thank you. I've never hired police department or fire department. Obviously, the media has a lot to do with the bad image of some of these organizations. And I think maybe folks don't realize, because you guys, certainly you don't probably make enough money for what you're expected to do, but you guys make a decent living, and I think sometimes people think that you're going to struggle to get by, but it seems like in the city of Ashtabula, you get paid pretty well. Cost of living is pretty cheap here, so that's one thing to consider too, is that you'll be able to support yourself and your family if you choose to follow this career path. You're not going to have to scrape by. So, at least it seems that from me. Maybe you guys could say, no, we don't make. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Right, yeah. Right. Now, if we were paying these wages and, cost of living was Cleveland, then we might have some issue, but, yeah, I think that's something that folks should keep in mind, is that you can live okay on the salary that you guys make. And again, certainly you should pay you more, but, it is what it is. Thank you, Jim. Anything else on that? Okay, moving on to number 4, new business, the Hamlin Drive. So we had a resident complaint. There's a parking problem on the south side of Hamlin Drive where the apartments are located. Someone says it's impossible. Someone on the north side of that says it's impossible to get out of their driveway when folks are parked on the south side. Jim mentioned maybe this had been an issue before. I don't recall it.
I think we've had this come up, so I will revisit this with Planning and Community Development, see if they remember this, and I'll get with Chief Stell and see what we can do there. I think the issue is it's closer to the intersection of West Avenue and Hamlin. There is a certain, just by law, there's a certain amount of feet people have to park away from the intersection. I want to say it's 20 feet. Okay, so it would be 30 feet there on the north side of that, on the south side of the road parking, it would be 30 feet back from the stop sign. So, and if I'm not mistaken, the apartment complex we're talking about is the first driveway in on the north side of Hamlin. So we'll get some information on that and get back to Stacy.
Anyone else have anything about the Hamlin Drive issue? Okay, so we'll keep that, we'll slide that into unfinished business for the next meeting. Then if there's been nothing done about it, then we'll go through our normal process of, someone requesting a signage change. But so we'll slide it to unfinished business for the next meeting. Thank you. Does anybody else have any new business or anything else they'd like to discuss this morning? None? Okay. If there's nothing else, our next meeting will be Monday, November 23rd at 8 a.m., and we will adjourn. Thank you.